Hey you all, welcome back into Furioso Gaming. What we've got going on today is we are finishing up the stability of our base, and that is how we want the base to function going forward. Um, the basics of those are food for your people. Secondarily is your building materials processes, which you'll want a stone processor for, and somebody hitting on their stone mine. And remember, storage for each. So there's the building materials there and the stone mine there. Um, a well, of course, for your farms, which typically you'll array right near your well, your farms that is. Um, a stove for cooking. Getting to the advanced research phases by building a research bench 2, and that can upgrade into further models as we go along. And then the next most important thing are iron plates. So you'll want to find a viable source of iron. That's why, as you can see, I've built my town right next to a place where I could build stone and an iron mine, which are nodes on the map. So there'll be nodes that look like this. You can click on them to see the quality of the iron. This one has 100, which raises the efficiency of that node to 120, which is very nice because any single person using that mine will receive a higher percentage of efficiency per their work. So now we have the means of production started, and as you can see, I only have one worker on that right now. It's enough for the moment because the next thing we need to get started is this iron refinery, which will refine the raw iron that I'm producing into iron plates. Now, I was considering who I was going to put on that job, and I think it's going to have to be Urban. This guy here. I'm going to bring him on over. He will need a backpack before too long. I'm going to shift right click to make that his permanent job. You can see him run to the storage for iron, and he'll place it in the machine and start hammering out some iron plates. Now, on the very first iterations of these buildings, the very first technological options that you have are pretty slow. Their efficiency is low, but you can eventually get around to upgrading them, which will increase the efficiency for any one individual using it. I'm going to look into that now and see what that'll take. Excuse me if I'm clearing my throat a lot. I'm very congested lately, and I'm just trying to feel a little better. We're going to check out industry, and right now it looks like we don't have much better that we can research. So for the moment, we're probably doing about as well as we can. For that industry. Okay, so we're going to leave that alone for the moment. Griffins are cooked, so he has to be standing around until our green fruit crop comes in, and then he'll start making food for us. But as you can see, we're making a pretty significant amount of food already. We're keeping a surplus, which is good. Eventually, if we get enough of a surplus, I could probably start selling it. But that's just one way to make money, and not really my favorite. My favorite are weapons, as I mentioned before. Definitely weapons. It earns you a rate of return that is um, second to none, really, in this game. So, while these farms are active and everyone's kind of doing what they do here, I wish I could sell building materials, but because we have so many, it is a very good time to build our next building, which will be a flop house. Or a barracks, whatever you want to call it. To me, it's just a flop house. So let's see. Go to the build menu. I'm going to go to our buildings. Storm house is the best I've got right now. That should allow me to build a fair few beds. So we'll build the storm house, which will take 16 building materials. And we're going to build it. Looks like the game wants it to be over in this direction, which should be fine by me. Here works for me. I'm not obstructing anything there. Since I have him set to engineer for the moment, he's going to run building materials to it back and forth until he has filled it up. Ooh, I thought of something else I want. Oh, I got that backwards. Griffin is not my cook. Griffin is my farmer slash water hauler. And he's waiting for these to grow. Gecko's my cook. Okay. Well, while he builds, I think I want Hobbs to build something else. It will not take long. All I need Hobbs to build is storage for iron plates. Yep. And that can go there. It's going to take one iron plate to build. So he can come over here and trade with Furioso, because I'm quite certain I have some built into him. Prior to this, I've been bouncing back and forth between the various towns in this area, Blister Hill, Stack, and pull it up, Bad Teeth, because I'm always trying to look for building materials and iron plates to help us get where we're trying to go. And to find money for that, there are various bandit groups in the area and the hides off of river raptors. They sell very well. Also, anything you're in excess that you are producing in your town can be sold. And secondarily, I might run an entire episode on this because it is an extremely viable method of making money in this game, is thieving. And I have used it in the past to assist my ability to get somewhere. If I didn't have any money and I really needed some building materials to start production of my own, I've been known to go steal it. Now what that looks like is you have to raise your character's stealth, pickpocketing, or not pickpocketing, thievery, and what's it called? Stealth, lockpicking, and thievery. Those three things should be raised in order to do it well. Your best bet to do that is to go at night when it is very dark and everyone has gone to bed. You'll have to pick your way into the shop that you want to steal from, be sneaking, and maintain no line of sight with any NPCs while you're in there. Make as little noise as possible, and then take what you can and get out of there and not be seen by anyone. Now, that all sounds pretty understandably commonsensical, I suppose, but there are situations that I've been trying to do this and I am not being seen by anyone and I fail. Like someone upstairs will wake up while I'm rifling around in a chest downstairs. So these things can still fail. It's not a surefire way, and if you go about trying to do that, be aware that shopkeeper will remember that you're a thief. You won't be able to shop there again. Worse, if they catch you, the guards are going to become hostile with you, and I think you take a faction hit. Eventually, I think your bounty will go away, but if it does not, then you can't even go to that town ever again. So it's a smart idea before you go stealing from any particular city or faction that you save the game prior. You can just load your game if things go awry. Not a problem to load a game. Unless you're into hardcore run-throughs and don't like to load your games, but this is a single-player game. It's not... The only purpose for doing that would be like to challenge yourself or whatever. I have run-throughs where nobody likes me because I have gone through and made everybody mad in one way or another. But in the beginning, while you're building your town and your people, it's just a good idea not to be hated by everyone. That's why I'm hiding my shack in this building right here, so that these people that keep walking through my town don't see him, because they don't like him. So here we are, Furiosa's still building the building. He's getting there. He's about to be finished. Hobbs looks like he finished the iron plates. Our first two have arrived. Bam, right there. Things are progressing apace here for us. In this storm house, I have built my weaponsmith, but it is kind of pointless to start if I don't have a lot of iron plates. So I'm going to let that production move forward, and I also need to find who I'm going to make my weaponsmith. I was considering just having Bongo be my weaponsmith, but the trouble with that is he's also my scientist, which he probably shouldn't be. Yeah, yeah, it's time to make a switch for that. No, no, that works for him because the food barrel's right there, so he never has to leave this house. If he's over there making weapons, he'll run to this barrel to get food when he's hungry, and that could be just the moment when a patrol's walking through. I'm leaving him where he is. It's just we gotta bite the bullet on that one. We're probably gonna need to go hire a new human from somewhere and make them our smith. The best smiths in the game are Scorchlanders. Trouble is, it is yet another race that the Holy Nation does not approve of. So that would be someone else that's running around and getting caught up by the patrols out here. So these are the give and takes. I have never made a base in Greenland before, and the reason I can see why you deal with all these factional issues is the fertility. The fertility in this region is through the roof. I'm making more food way faster than I ever was in the arid desert, which is usually where I build. I usually just build cactuses and build chew sticks and make my people eat chew sticks for a long time. But I can see why this is valuable to some people because fertility's through the roof. There's stone and iron plentiful. Just over the rise over there, I've got copper. Everything I want is right here. So as long as I can keep my sins, so to speak, out of their eyesight, everything seems to be working out just fine. So I'm going to speed this forward, and we're going to take a look at what it takes to build some beds. Because I am also... There it is. This new house. I also do not have... yeah, he's putting his iron plates away. Good man. Let me put those science books in our inventory for our research bench, which is how you spend them. And once he does that, I really need to look into crafting... Yes, I need fabric, which means I need cotton. So what Fury is going to go do, Furioso is going to go, I guess I'll go to Blister Hill. Let's go to Blister Hill. No, I was just there. I was just at Blister Hill. I'm going to go to Bad Teeth. Bad Teeth it is. And everyone will be working while he's gone to try to produce things for us. I don't really have anything to sell, I don't believe. I could take a stack of those just for some extra cash, but I'm not going to worry about it. It's time for Bark to start becoming a farmer. It's a good idea to have a couple. Um, it takes a couple of growing seasons to get any better at it, but it is worth your time to have a couple of decent farmers. Griffin himself is a very effective farmer at this point at 31. He yields about 95% of what we grow, and he does it quickly, which is helpful. And as you can see, the process moves along as Gecko is over here cooking the food with the green fruit that we just picked up. Grabs the green fruit, starts cooking. So before too long here, we'll have a surplus. Her cooking's doing well, but it needs to raise. Bongo is going to stay inside. I wish I could move this. I could just destroy it and make it over here, but it's okay. Unless there's a movement option I'm unaware of. Okay, no, not that I can see. No problem. Let's go check out Furioso, see how his progress is coming along. Now, while I'm out here, my primary goal is to pick up some cotton, maybe some rice weed, and wheat straw. Because I need to start building farms for those things. At least one each. Cotton, probably two, because I want fabric. Fabric is important for building beds, building armor, and various other things. So here we are approaching the city. It's a shame that we're showing up at nighttime, but this could be an opportunity to show you guys how to steal. It's okay. Let me check out this bar real quick. So, this man only sells the green fruit. It's okay. Check this bar. I'll probably have to go to the, I call it the traveling place. The traveling shop. I don't have a lot of money right now, or I might buy him, but not right now. Yeah, it looks like the bars are not going to have my raw materials that I need, and that's okay. I'll just have to wait for morning, and I can speed it up to get there real quick, but it's possible that this won't be in that shop either, and in that scenario, we'll have to bounce to other cities to try to find it, and that's fine. Nope, not him either. Okay, so we've checked out the bars. Not looking good. There is a guard there. I was absolutely considering... Oh, he's gonna move. So I still might. Let me save it. You can see that the eye right there is blue, so I am in the clear to go ahead and try to pick this. I don't have anybody walking my way for a minute. Oh! He turned right back around on me. Can't have him see you. These guys are on the way, but I could probably get a pick out before they round that corner. I'm gonna go inside and shut the door, like nothing ever happened. What I've got is one person asleep down here on that bed. I'm gonna open this weapons case, see what we find. These are not that good, but it's more money than I had before. I usually try to take technology because if you can just take it and not pay for it, that's the way to go. That chest wasn't very secure for a secure chest. I wonder if I've been in here too recently. I don't remember being in here. It's a hold saber. Not really worth that much. Oh. He hears things. Now I'm gonna unlock this, check upstairs real quick to see what the guards are doing. Looks like the guards are asleep. I picked that. Couple things worth like 700 that are probably worth my time. These are low valuable things that I probably normally wouldn't take if I wasn't so hard up for cash. Well, he doesn't have an awful lot of things that I want, so I'm just gonna get out of here. Because I plan to build beds, it's not the worst idea in the world to grab some fabrics while I'm in here. Steel bars are always welcome as well. And then now I can leave. This guy is right here. See if they pass. I would love for him to go away. But the good news is he should not turn around. And I can just kind of walk away. I would like to shut that. Okay. And because I was not observed stealing anything, I should be in the clear there. So that was thievery. I filled a backpack with weapons. There's a bar over here with, now you could run this to like another kingdom and sell it at full price if you wanted to. But if you are in a hurry for cash, you don't really want to run it to a whole other kingdom. So you can bring it to these shinobi thieves who are willing to buy your things for a reduced rate. But because I sort of need cash, I'm willing to take what I can get. I think I want to learn cleavers, so I'm just going to right click and learn that instead of selling it. Okay, well that is how to steal and make quick cash. I've been wanting to do that. I suppose that takes the place of a tutorial where I don't have to go into a lot of depth with it. That'll work. Unless you guys want to see more specifics about it, let me know in the comments. The only other thing I would consider stealing from here is I don't see one of those traveler buildings that I really want to be seeing. Who is seeing me? Is there a person? Yeah, there's a person right there. Hi. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, nothing. Yeah, there is no traveler's shop here, I don't think. I wonder if... It's okay, it's almost morning. The thievery has taken us to morning, so we'll just get there. Unless that guy has moved, and then I'm gonna absolutely steal from his building. He hasn't moved, but he's not looking at me. Oh, yep, he's expecting me now. So he looked at me. That's fine. Yep, daytime approaches. Sun's coming up for us. And at 6 a.m. most places open their doors. Okay, the food shop looks to be just finished products, so kind of striking out here. Striking out. Let me go check the tool shop. They might. They might. If they don't, I'll just run off to Stack and see if they've got one. I believe they do. Yeah, this place is all tools. Dang. I was really hoping that I wouldn't have to run to Stack, but here we go. Off to Stack. we also need a smith, so I'll pick one of those up in stack. And then once I get my next person, I hire them from the bar, I'm going to set him up as a smith, and I should have a bunch of iron plates now for him to use. So, process can get started here. This is food we've got now. We've got iron plates for advanced construction. We've got building materials for building construction. We have all the people we need. We are going to start making a very viable form of income because of weapons. Weapons start to sell very well when your smith gets any good at it. Um, Even in the weaker tiers, like what we just picked up from that box, um, they're worth hundreds. If you start making Katoon level stuff, you're in the thousands. If you start making edge type weapons, you're 10,000s. It's ridiculous how much money you can make. So our base is now stable. This is what I wanted to achieve with this series, is show you how to reach stability in your town with your people, and for all intents and purposes, Kenshi can be put behind us, or I can keep it going. I can show you what I would do to raise my people's skill. I can show you what expeditions look like when you run your characters out into the wilds and locate a tech hunter or a tech like an old ancient library or something and get some old tech. That's how you get your more advanced technology in the game, because you can get pretty advanced. There's a lot of technology that you can only get by finding very old technology, because like I said before, this world has experienced like an extinction level event, and we've lost all of our technology, so that the best they can achieve is still not as good as what whatever race inhabited this earth before us had. There's cotton, so I'm going to buy them out of that. Um, are they going to have rice wheat? Doesn't look that way, but that's okay, because I need that. I need the wheat straw. So let me get a couple. How much does it take to make a farm? That's actually not the question, because I haven't researched it yet. Farming. Wheat straw farming. 2 wheat straw. So I'll bring back the ability to do that. Very good. Bunch of cotton so that we can start doing that. That's really where it's at right now. I need the fabrics for bedding. Okay, then I'm gonna go to a bar. Let's get to a bar real quick like here, because I have to end this episode. We are out of time. Who are you? A mercenary? Mercenary. I need some poor schmuck who wants to work for me. This place only have 1 bar? Like every other Holy Nation town has like 9. Really? 1 bar. I don't believe you. Yep, that's why I don't believe you. Because there's always more than one. But yeesh, this place has nobody in it. Dang. That's okay. That's okay. But yeah, for the moment, I'll run back home. But it has been a pleasure, and I am just so happy to show you guys just a couple of little tips and tricks that I use to play this game. how to get to this point, sustainability. Um, you are going to want to start getting your people into some fights now. Like you're going to want to start actively looking for either hungry bandits or dust bandits in the wilds, or those river raptors, just for the fact of being in a fight. Your characters have to get better at fighting because they will do a lot of it, an awful lot of it. But yeah, so Furiosa will return, and we will have all the means that we needed to produce and survive and make our own money as our own little community. Very next thing I would do is build walls. After that, after I start making a couple weapons and some money, I would start building walls, start defending this town. Hire a couple people just to solely sit on harpoons or crossbows, because that usually takes one or two, sometimes even more than that if your crossbowman is very good, um, out of a fight before you even get into one. So defense is a good idea, viable choice. It's also going to be the route I want to take because eventually I'm going to stop caring about the Holy Nation and probably start getting into a lot of fights. I won't do that until I have at least 5 or 6 extremely high-ranking fighters. Furiosa's already getting there with his martial arts because I trained him very early on. Um, there are training methods to get any individual character better at what they do, and I can recap any and all of these things you would like to know in the future, but we are out of time. I appreciate you guys stopping in for Furioso Gaming. I am Furioso, and if you like what I do, let me know. Throw a like on that video and subscribe to the channel. It helps me so much more than you know. And thank you again. Have a very good day.